What's happening, Wisdom Warriors? Back at it for another video. Yeah, yeah. What's happening, everybody? I dropped a video earlier, a short, and just went into a little detail on the mirroring process. And I did mention to you I will be dropping another video today. So here we go. Um, you know, uh, as I was shuffling the tarot deck, I've been doing a little bit of practicing with it, like, you know, um, essentially practicing how I shuffle the deck. I'm just practicing looking at the cards, understanding them, getting a better idea, a better understanding, because I'm going to be taking class on starting March 8th for 5 weeks. I'm looking forward to it. Definitely looking forward to it, deepening my intuition, my connection to myself, to source, to God, to whatever you want to call it. But I'm excited. It's going to be fun and I'm looking forward to it. Uh, Also, my fast actually is going pretty well. This is the fifth week. Again, every other week I've been doing it. And, actually, this time has been much, much easier. I'll tell you that for sure. Um, there's still like a sense of hunger, and you could tell you're fasting, but for the most part, I'm finding it to be pretty easy and pretty good. Yesterday was definitely not tough. It seems like the more I do it, the easier it's getting. And that's with everything in life, right? The more we do something that we may have been scared to do or fearful of doing, the more we do it, the easier it gets. I'm not going to say everything because, there's jobs that I worked at for over a year and they never got easier going in there every day. I hated it and didn't want to go back. So it definitely taught me that I wanted to be my own boss and be an entrepreneur and, go in that direction versus having somebody else tell me what to do, which I never really resonated with. I don't really, again, I'm a different person now than I was then. Like, I don't find myself getting angry or frustrated as much, but there is still some anger in there. But for the most part, yeah, I don't like people telling me what to do and controlling me and will do this or do that, or I'm a hierarchy than you, and you need to respect your boss and this person above you, and I just don't. I'm not just not down with that. I don't. I just don't. I don't know. I just don't feel resonant with that, and I don't think I ever will. Uh, I've been most of my life an entrepreneur and in that space. But whatever direction I continue to go will be still in that space of me being my own boss. Um, so, so yeah, I'm finding that it's allowing me to let go of a lot of things food wise. And I'm also noticing I'm not craving things that I used to crave before. Granted, I walk in the grocery store and you see the dairy free ice creams that they never had when I was eating dairy free ice creams, and just desserts that they never had when I was eating sugar. And, but I walk past it and it doesn't affect me like it did before. Like, even walking past at the whole market. I'm not going to say the actual name, because again, not that we have a lot of followers yet to be sponsoring anybody, but the fact of the matter is, um, when I walk past I guess the bakery, so to speak, that you call it, yeah, I see it, I look at it, but it doesn't like what I used to feel like when I would want to pick up those vegan chocolate chip cookies. and I'd end up eating the freaking whole box or the whole plastic thing or whatever in a quick amount of time. So I don't find that. I'm finding myself to like there's this yogurt that I've been eating, but I found myself I was buying it for a while, and it's a coconut yogurt. And what is amazing about this yogurt is there's barely any sugar in it, and what it has like this cream like a regular yogurt would have, and I had many years ago. And it was like this: the top of the yogurt is covered in this cream, and it tastes amazing. The cream part, the rest of it does too, but I've gotten to the point where I'm kind of over it, and I'm finding that to be happening with a lot of things. But I'm not really eating that diverse of a diet, and so, but still, like the vegetables and stuff like that, I don't get, doesn't get old. But there's been moments where I've made this, I pre-make it every week for 4 days or whatever. And I find myself not eating the whole thing now, whereas I would eat the whole bowl, which is a pretty, decent sized bowl filled with, red cabbage and green cabbage and cauliflower and garlic and spinach and, broccoli and I remember what carrots and, just all kinds of mixtures of colors and vegetables. And so I, I find myself not eating the whole thing and then saving some of it for the next day. And I'm just noticing like uh, I don't know, it's just, I'm fasting more during the day. I'm not eating as much. Like I plan to break the fast with some lentil soup and some hummus. I think I've mentioned that before. But it's definitely improving everything overall, physically and mentally. I'm experiencing much less attachment, and so yeah, I'm gonna continue as long as I feel called to do it. As long as I feel in alignment with it, I'm gonna continue to do it, and I'm gonna continue to eat however I eat. Um, I don't think I will go back to refined sugars and crap like that. And I really haven't eaten at restaurants. I don't know what I would do traveling. Um, when I do start traveling. But I'm open and receptive to what I feel good with. And as I told you guys before, I ask my body and I listen to my gut and my intuition onto what is best for me. Like having this coconut water during this fast, and regular water because I've added coconut water and water. And my body was okay with it, and I've talked to you guys about it before, to speak to your body and ask your body and talk to your body because I mean hell, it's what's walking you around the planet. It's healing you all the time. It's, we need to be in communication with it, and what's best for it, and how can I serve it, and how is it serving me, and all of those things. So yeah, it's been a good experience this fifth week. Again, it's every other week. It's not 5 consecutive weeks in a row. It's every other week. Just so you know that right now. I don't know how it's gonna like evolve going forward. I don't know what's gonna be going for March, because March, I feel like a lot of shifts are going to happen, and I feel like a lot of people are going to have love coming in. I even feel that. And I feel like a lot of positive things are going to be happening for us in March: abundance and divine connections, and our energies are shifting. And I feel like a lot more people are fasting, a lot more people are lessening what they're eating, a lot more people are awakening to the garbage that we're being fed whether that be, the box with all the fear mongering going on it, and you know what I'm referring to. Uh, so I feel like a lot of that is changing, and I feel like it's going to change as we keep going towards the summer and spring and March. March is going to be a pretty big month. A lot of people are taking their power back, are standing in their truth, are being authentic, are not hanging with people that they don't resonate with, are just speaking their mind and their truth and not holding back and not burying it deep inside them, and are just, if they are getting into relationships, they're speaking their truth and being authentic and saying, this is what I need and want. And the other person is doing the same, and I feel like that's so beautiful and so amazing, from going from what we were before, where we would just pretend all the time and not really want to be doing what we're doing, but then just do it to please everybody else instead of yourself. Like, fuck that. That's not okay. Like, that is not okay. Like, you be authentic and you go to an event if you want to go, not if you don't want to go, not if you just want to go to please others and not cause conflict. Like, fuck that. We don't do that anymore, man. You go to these things and people and events and hang with people and talk with people that you feel good about doing it with and feel like you align with and resonate with. Not because I don't feel like you can really do that anymore. I feel like the energies have changed. I don't feel like we can fake that anymore. Like the old saying that I was taught growing up most of my life, fake it till you make it, you know? That's another saying. I don't know if I mentioned on here, but I'm sure a lot of us have heard that. And so, those days are done, man. We ain't going back to those days. Those days are far behind us. And I feel like more and more of us are learning to stay present and stay in the now and stay in the moment and not go far deep in the past and ruminate in the past and ruminate in the future. We're staying present. We're staying in the now. We're finding it's more peace. That's where the peace is and the calmness. And so now getting to the mirroring part, you know, how the universe mirrors back at us what we're projecting out, how the universe mirrors back at us we are, what our beliefs are, what our what we believe, and our limiting beliefs, what we are mirroring out or we're putting out, that's what it's giving us back. So I explained this yesterday in the video I did, about this, the part one to this. And what I experienced in my journey, and I talked a bit about it, with dating, because I think that's what a lot of us can resonate with and understand. And I was on the dating scene. I was doing online dating for years. And I was also meeting people in social media and other places online. And I kept seeing a pattern, which is what I talked about yesterday, of, women that came to me with reasons for me not to trust. That's a good way for me to describe it. Reasons for me not to trust. Whereas we would be talking for a little while and I'd be continuously pressing to, let's go on FaceTime, let's video chat, on Telegram or WhatsApp, or whatever other ways there is to, do video chat. And I would continuously get answers of, well, I can't right now. My camera's not working. I'm trying to get a new phone. I broke my camera, blah, blah, blah. The same, you know, answers. And so something in my gut, my intuition would tell me, this ain't right. But I continue on because they seemed like they weren't just like a robotic person. They seemed legitimate, but then weeks would go by and I'd be like, all right, forget this, man. If they don't want a video chat or even speak on the phone, then I'm checking out. And then they would start to put on the guilt and, pour on like, oh my God, I love you. I'm in love with you. And I'm like, oh, what? You're in love with me? I just met you like a couple weeks, like a couple weeks. And you're already in love with me. We never spoke on the phone. We never video chatted. We never met. We just chatted through text or email. And I was like, the terminology, they'd be starting to talk about, hey babe, all this kind of stuff, like even a week in, because they saw that I wasn't like falling, and then they would send these photos. Of course, they would be sexually related photos. Maybe they'd be in their panties and bra, or topless or whatever, stuff like that. And I'd ask them for different photos, and I'd be like, I started to get to the point where I was like, that's not what I'm looking for right off jump, you know. And I wanted a deeper connection. I wanted an emotional connection. I wanted to get to know the person on a deeper level than just surface level, or seeing them in their bra and panties and or naked or whatever. And I wasn't down with that. In my younger days, yeah, I was. As I spoke about, I had to go through a lot of transformation to get to where I am right now, because I was objectifying women, and I was sexualizing women, and I was going after women just to get off. And then I would dip, and then we would not dip where I wouldn't talk to them anymore. It was just that after that experience, I would then whether it be on FaceTime or something like that, whatever it would be. Once you're done, then I would be like, all right, I got to go. I got to go to sleep. It's too late or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, just, a lot of women would want to cuddle afterwards, or, speak on the phone for a while if you're on the phone, or stay on the video chat or whatever, however you do it, or however I did it. And I immediately would want to just hang up, or, you know, talk to him the next day or whatever. And so I found myself doing that a lot, and I had to go through a lot of transformation and a lot of inner work. But I noticed myself, sometimes yes, sometimes no, but I started to get to a point where I wanted deeper connections. And, it wasn't all about that. But that's what I was chasing for many, many years, because I didn't have it within myself, and I didn't have the love for myself, and I didn't give myself love and self care and love all up on myself, like I spoke about on one of the shorts. So the universe was mirroring the trust that I didn't have for women. I was taught that, be careful, watch out. They're going to want to take advantage of you. They're going to want you for just your money. If you even have any, whatever. This is the type of mentality that I was taught. And so I was literally projecting that out. And then the universe was giving me that. And that's not what I wanted. Clearly, I wanted a deep relationship. Clearly, I wanted a relationship that was meaningful, and that I loved her and she loved me, and we evolved together and apart. But there was no attachment. It was just love for each other. And that if one of us walked away, we'd be okay. But yet the universe wasn't giving me that. And yet I was like resistant and fighting against it, like going up the river, trying to like, I'm like, what the fuck is going on, man? I don't understand this, and I wasn't doing the deep inner work and the healing of myself that I needed. And so I kept getting that over and over again. And even like I'll be talking on for a week, and then I'd move on from this person. And then a week later, somebody else would reach out, and it was just like a continuous pattern that I never actually realized till recently. Actually, coming on here and talking to you guys made me realize. Even the video yesterday was even more uh, of an understanding, a deeper understanding. Like, holy shit, wow. Okay, when I heard that person talking about the mirroring, and how the universe just mirrors what we are putting out, not what we want. When I heard that and it cut deep and hit deep, I felt it. Now that I've understood it on a deeper level, which I spoke to you guys about, I didn't really understand it years ago. But now I understand it on a deeper level. After hearing that, it's like a level up. And I'm like, holy shit. I'm like, that's what was happening. And that's why I was getting those types of people and friendships and all of that. Not the one, not what I actually wanted, what I was actually putting out. And I just, it's like when you actually have that realization and that aha moment, it's unbelievable. And that's where you can take a look at your life and what have you been repeating? What has been on repeat for you? What have you continuously been experiencing, whether it be a relationship, friends, jobs, jobs that you don't want and you don't feel aligned in, but yet you keep getting the same type of jobs and that are extremely stressful and not peaceful and not relaxed. And there's a reason for that. Because most likely you're not relaxed and peaceful internally. So then you're getting that on the external. Just like I remember when I was living in Florida my last year and I was going to the beach every day, different beaches. I noticed when I was chaotic internally, the ocean was mirroring what I was feeling internally. So the waves were crashing, huge waves, and then when I came there, so peaceful and relaxed internally, the ocean was completely flat and calm. And I remember talking to a friend of mine on the phone at the beach, and I explained that to them, and I said, "Oh my God, I understand this now. What I'm feeling internally is beginning to show up in my outer world. So the ocean is completely flat because I'm completely flat internally, like calm and relaxed." And then when I was like not that way, and I came from therapy, and I was like all shook up, the ocean was all shook up, and it was just like it was mind blowing to have that realization and to have that to have that introspection and just realize that was mind blowing. And I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for this little nudge or side note that I got listening to this live that I was on in the community I belong to. And he was just talking, answering questions. And somebody asked a question, which I talked about yesterday briefly. And their question was exactly what I needed to hear the answer to, which is the universe mirrors what you are putting out, but does not give you what you want. It gives you what you're mirroring out, what you're projecting out. And so I know it's hard to hear, man. It's very hard to hear because it's like a mismatch, you know? Like you want something different than what the universe is actually giving you, you know? And until you actually heal those patterns or that trauma, it's going to be the same. Like they always say, man, you know, like if you experience a hardship with a relationship, that woman or man, and you walk away from that woman or man, they're just going to show up in a different body with the same fucking challenge. You know, you're just going to keep repeating the same patterns with the same relationships, just different people, just different body, but it's the same exact person coming in that you've been experiencing in every relationship. You're just going to keep experiencing that until you look at yourself, until you realize, oh my God, what have I been doing? And I realized that, and then I started to see the last two relationships I was in got better and better until I found the one in 2017 that I really fell for. It just wasn't the right time. It just wasn't the right time, you know? And um, it is what it is, you know? She came in when she was supposed to, for whatever she was supposed to come in for, you know? And I accept that. And I realize that. But the relationships got better and better, even though the longest one I was in was probably 6 months. So yeah, I haven't been in too many long relationships, and they haven't been like full blown intimacy and romance and all of that like I am would love to have, because I am a romantic person and I love intimacy, and especially with that partner, you know. So you know, my time is coming, and I know that. And you know, I what I do is love on myself, you know, give myself love, take care of myself, give myself self care, spend time with me and for me, you know. And I'm noticing as I'm doing more and more of that, which I never did before. I always people pleased, and I always was giving to the external, and now I'm giving to myself. So I'm starting to see my outer world change in every aspect. And it's taken a long time and a lot of suffering and a lot of pain to get to even this point. So just sit with it, man. Just sit with what I had to say in this video, because it's powerful stuff, man. And if you have to listen to it a few times, listen to it a few times. It's powerful stuff. It will transform you. Trust and believe when I tell you that, because I even got stuff from just speaking to you guys yesterday and myself, because when I come on here, I'm speaking to myself. And so I even got something out of it just talking on here, you know, sharing this message. And it's going to happen again today, because I'm just coming on here and sharing this message to all of you. It's what somebody needs to hear, and somebody will come and needed to hear this message, and you know, with whatever they needed to get out of it. But just pay more attention to how you're showing up, and how you need to look at your internal self and you and yourself, because that's what they're going to give you back. The universe is going to give you that back, you know. And if you're seeing a pattern with who you're dating or your family members or any of that, then there's something you got to look at. There's something you have to check. Like if you're not trusting men and you're constantly saying, well, I can't trust men, they keep screwing me over, they just want me for sex, they just want me for my money, they just want me for my looks, whatever the case may be. If you're constantly repeating those, that to yourself, you're projecting that out, and the universe is going to keep giving you men that are taking advantage of you and just want to get laid and just want you for your looks, and they don't want a deeper connection, and they don't want an emotional connection. And so that's what you're going to keep getting, and you're going to keep experiencing that, and you're going to get frustrated, and you're going to say, fuck this, I'm done dating because I keep getting the wrong men. But it's not, it's we have to look at ourselves, man. It's like us giving those situations to us to learn and grow and evolve. It's not like the universe has something out for us, and they want to fuck you over. They don't. The universe does not. You know, it's like you are putting something out there to get that back. It's just a mirror, and it's for you to look at so you can get into better relationships, and you can have men that want you for a deeper connection and a long-term thing, and they want that emotional connection and that romance and that long-term thing. You will get those. But if you keep having this belief and internal thing that guys are just out to get in your pants, then that's what you're going to receive. You know, just like I always was walking around thinking that women thought that's all I wanted. And it really wasn't, but I actually felt that. And I had got an intuition like so clear as day. But then when I talked to women, I thought that's all they thought. Like I just was talking to them to get laid, you know. And that was not, well, at certain points in my life, yes, it was. I'm going to be real about that. I'm transparent and authentic on this channel, as I've always said. And yes, there was a long, long, long time that's what I wanted. And I was desperate for just that. But there is good men out there like me that want an emotional, deep connection. And of course, we want intimacy too, and romance and all of that. But beyond all of that, I want the emotional connection, the deep connection way before that even happens. and that foundation, because I've led relationships that way and they fell apart. They didn't last. Um, when you start out with like flirting and talking dirty and all that kind of stuff prior, and sending each other photos prior to get building a foundation, you start the relationship, I feel like, off the wrong way. And that's what I've found. And not one of them ever lasted. Even the one I really wanted to last. And we didn't start out that way. We started out getting to know each other, and it took months before we actually met. And even though we lived in like a city apart, a city away, it took months before that happened, because we built a foundation and we built a deeper connection. But then we started to get flirting and talking dirty and all that kind of stuff started to happen before we even met. And I think that was even a mistake, but I don't believe anything was a mistake. I believe everything is a learning lesson. And that's why I'm able to come here and bring this knowledge to you guys and this experience, and to help somebody so they can have a better understanding on their journey. So, uh, you know, I'm going to cap it there. We're at 30 minutes, and I don't want to, like I said, draw this out too long. But, you know, those situations are meant for us to turn back inward and look at what we're doing and how we're showing up, and why that's being magnetized towards us. There's a reason for it. And that's what I've learned now. It took me many years later of reflection to learn that and understand that. So hopefully, the way I explained it in here on part two helps you better understand it. And I'm most likely probably will go deeper into this and do a third part. Why not? It's a great topic, and I know we're all dealing with some form of this in some way, but that we don't realize. So if I can help explain it in a better way, then I'm grateful for that. So I love you all so much. Thank you again for listening. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for liking. You're helping to grow this beautiful community where we all can come together and meet each other, meet like-minded individuals, and help each other grow and evolve. That's my plan and intention behind this channel. And just to get it out to more people, and by you subscribing and sharing and commenting and us making movement on this channel, YouTube will help put us out there to more people. And I wanted to say this one last thing. Get us to 500 subscribers, which we're at 34 right now. I know we have a little ways to go, but get us to 500, and I will come on live and answer questions and talk with you all, and just be real with everybody. And I promise to bring a special guest on. I don't know who yet, but someone will come, and we will chop it up, and maybe bring somebody on and answer questions, and who knows where we'll take it. But get us to 500 subscribers, y'all, and I will come on live. I promise you that. So I love you all so much. Thank you again. Please share, please subscribe. If you know somebody that could use this message, please share it out. I love you all so much. Take care. Let's go, Wisdom Warriors. We got this. I love you all.